Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make linguine with pesto. Now I have done a recipe on pesto alone, just the sauce, so you can kind of know how to make it by itself, but I've had so many people request to show how to actually make linguine with pesto, so I figured if you guys really want to know that much, I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's go over the ingredients to get started. You're going to need some linguine pasta, of course, some fresh basil, some toasted pine nuts, garlic, a lemon, some Parmigiano Reggiano, extra virgin olive oil, salt, and pepper. Now, again, I've done the recipe on just the sauce alone, so if you don't care about how to show how to make with the linguine, you're just worried about how to make the sauce, go ahead and check that video out. But for now, we're going to get right into it. The first thing you want to do is get a big pot, fill it with water, and put in a good amount of salt. And now I'm just going to take my pasta to the boiling water and get it cooking. Now while the pasta's cooking, we're going to get on to making the sauce. Now I just put some basil into my food processor. I just think it's easier to make this way, but if you want to try this in a blender, go ahead and try. It might be a little bit more tricky to do, but I'm sure you can get it done. Now to that, I'm going to add in some pine nuts. Now what I've done is I've just very briefly toasted them in a dried skillet over medium-high heat, just to kind of bring out its flavor, or their flavor I should say. Remember, they've been sitting in a packet for a while, so you want to kind of bring them back to life. Anytime you're working with nuts, that's just what I do. Makes them taste 10 times better. To that, I'm going to add in some garlic, 2 small cloves or 1 large clove that I've halved. And now I'm going to add in some salt and pepper. Just kind of to taste. Salt and pepper is always to taste. And then to this, I'm going to add some lemon juice and lemon zest. Now, I know not a lot of people like to put lemon juice and lemon zest in their pesto. I think it adds a great sort of fresh brightness to it, but if you don't want it, don't add it. It's completely up to you. Just squeeze some of it right in. I like to squeeze it over my fingers just to catch all the little seeds. That's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pulse this. Just to kind of break it up, not all the way, just to kind of give it a head start before we add in the olive oil. That's what you're looking for. It's nice and coarse. Now time to make it a sauce. Put the lid back on, if I can get it back on. And now, while this is running, you're going to drizzle in some good quality extra virgin olive oil. You're looking for about a half a cup or until you get a nice sauce, like thick, saucy consistency. That's enough for me. Now, what I'm going to do is just put this in a little bowl, or not so little because you kind of need to mix something else in. Get it all out. Now to that, I'm going to grate in a good amount of Parmigiano Reggiano. You always want to add it in after you've kind of made the sauce, so you don't, something really funky happens to the cheese when it's overly processed, especially by the blade of the food processor. And I just like to do it this way personally, but you can do whatever you want. Give this a nice stir. And I've also drained my pasta and I've reserved about half a cup of the starchy cooking water. That's going to help you kind of allow the sauce to adhere to your pasta. So now it's just a question of mixing everything together. Put your sauce right in. And I did not, by any means, rinse off the pasta. I want it to be warm. I want it to kind of wake up that sauce. Now just mix everything together. I like to grate in some extra cheese. Like that. And I always like an extra helping of freshly grated black pepper. I don't know why. My mother does it, so I do it. It's kind of like, I feel like I'm being a good child when I do that. So that's really about it. It smells delicious, really delicious. And just something so simple can be so yummy. Put that right into a big bowl. I'm going to stop for now because I just want to give it a taste. It smells so good. You wouldn't believe it. I don't want to make a mess. That is delicious. Took less than 10 minutes to make. It comes perfect every single time. It couldn't be easier to do. Very few ingredients. Go to www.laurainthekitchen.com to get the recipe. Then get in your kitchen and make this for your family. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.